What's up, home slices? I'm eating breakfast, and I feel like streaming because I really enjoyed talking to you guys last night. So I'm streaming. Nobody's in here yet, of course, because, that's how it works. Oh my god, my hair's all messed up. Who cares? DINO fans here. Yeah, DINO fan, burning Spinozilla swag. Hey there, buddy. What's up? I enjoyed talking to you guys last night. I'm getting breakfast right now, not doing any productive work, so felt like talking to you guys. Luximation, my man. What's up, dude? Yeet. So, any of you guys see the Dinosaur Island episode 2 or season 5 episode 2 yet? You just got back from school. Well, how was school, bud? Was it good? Was it bad? What do you guys think of the new episode of Dinosaur Island? You liked it? Sweet. I liked it too. Felt a little repetitive though, I'll be honest. Felt like every setting inside that episode was just a predator hunting a prey animal. And there was nothing different to mix it up. So I felt like that was a little rhetorical, but it was still nice. We got to see the Allosaurus character, which I was happy about. I was looking forward to that. Jesus, the heck! I have like a big cow lick right here. I don't even care. Oh yeah, like Strack. Yeah. Yeah, Strack was an interesting choice to add back in. Strack's father. Really? Wait, was that big Styracosaurus Strack's father? I didn't put 2 and 2 together. Oh. Well, I don't know. Maybe I was constipated in the thumbnail. Oh, so the big one was Strack's father. I didn't know that. I love that figure. I think it looks great, but it's just freaking massive. Hey, King Baryonyx. It's been a long time. Long time no see, my dude. How's life? How's life, my dude? What was the other story that we had in there? We had the Styracosaurus story. We had the Allosaurus story. Oh, and Grant and his mate. There's some interesting stuff going on. I like the scene with the Diabloceratops and the Cryolophosaurus, and then Grant like bites his head. Okay, now I have a mental image of you on the toy. This is getting weird. Also, I'll stop. Oh yeah, that's not Grant. That was Junior. Not Grant. I just think of Grant whenever I see that figure. Yeah, that was Which story do I like the most so far? I was looking forward to the Allosaurus storyline the most because Allosaurus, and I thought that was going to be pretty cool. We never got to see an Allosaurus storyline in Dinosaur Island yet, but I don't think I like that one that much. I mean, it's just not that interesting to me. Neither I don't think any of the storylines introduced to us this episode was really anything that I found all that interesting. I'm still most interested with the Utah Raptor storyline and James. Styracosaurus story, I guess, is the most interesting out of the three from this episode. Grant was a good boy. Little Tyrant was the most accurate T-Rex in the whole pack. Will Junior ever meet the Rex pack in the north? And how will it go? Rex pack in the north. Oh, the Jane and her pack, Rose's pack. It's an interesting question. I don't know. Gibson's reason for Uno's size is that he has a brain tumor on his growth gland. There you go. His pituitary gland. I missed the Styracosaurus. What's Styracosaurus? You didn't see the Styracosaurus? He looked a little stronger than Grant. That's an interesting... I don't know. In the old pack, probably my favorite character was... probably was either Bloodtooth or Little Tyrant. But either way... I don't know, I'm just not a big fan of Nigel. I think he's cool, but personally, I don't understand why so many people are just deathly in love with him. Maybe it's the figure, because the figure looks cool. Yeah, that was a cool idea. Let me be completely honest, though. It felt really awkward. Like, he runs into its face. She stabs him. And then he just hovers there, and he's like, ugh. You just stabbed me. And she's like, I know. And they just, like, stare at each other for a couple seconds. Then she leaves, and he just sits there. And then Junior shows up, and he's like, oh, crap. And then... I don't know, the whole scene where he gets impaled by the Diablo felt really awkward to me. It would be so weird if he still called him Little Tyrant since he's an adult now. Well, have you seen Dinosaur Island Revival? He's called Tyrant in that. He shows up in season 3. It had so many points. Yeah, that's one thing I was saying. I was saying that it was very repetitive. It had the exact same setup in every single one. A predator hunting a herbivore. That's what set up the Styracosaurus one with the feral cat attacking Spike. And then there was the beginning was Grant, well, the Cryo hunting the Diablo, then Grant or Junior hunting the Cryo. The Diablo being hunted by the Cryo, and then I don't know if I said that back right. Either you get that point, and then Arya hunting the Para. And I also didn't really like the backdrop he was using for the Styracosaurus. I think that the grass just looks really fake, and it made them look like toys. And the part where they were near that big tree, definitely could tell that they were little toys. Yeah, that's one of my bigger complaints. Well, the Cryo did scream in agony at least. Yeah, that's true. Who the hell is the Cryo? Is he a DI character? Well, he's dead now, so it doesn't matter. Well, obviously he's a DI character. I mean, he was in a DI thing, but he doesn't. I don't think he has an actual like. He might have a canon name, but if he does, it's like something that's like soft canon, and it's not like said in the actual show. Will there be a plot line with a stego herd since they are getting rarer on the island? I think that was just kind of like a informative dialogue. I don't really think so, because Gibson did say that all 6 storylines have now been introduced. So we have all 6 now. We have Junior storyline, Jane's storyline, Strax's storyline, Arya's storyline, the Utah After Pack storyline, and Ernest and Doyle's storyline. So yeah, that's pretty much it. There's not gonna. I don't think there's gonna. There might be like a subplot for a certain episode or something, maybe, but I don't think that there will be a storyline for the Stegosauruses. Looks at herbivore, something tries to kill it repeatedly. Yep. Also, the Styraco is eating meat. I don't know about that. I love that addition. That makes sense. That lines up with a lot of our current beliefs on ceratopsians, that they would have eaten carrion. But oh my God, his pronunciation carry-on instead of carrion. Gibson pronounces some stuff funny. Apparently, Dino fan, you're not informed of the more recent theories that ceratopsians would have been omnivorous, which has a lot of ground, because when you look at the beaks of any animal with a beak, only in carnivores that eat meat do you see hooked beaks. And so with all of the ceratopsians, you see those hooked beaks. And inside of birds like ostriches that are mostly like herbivorous, or are eating like smaller, like, fruits and seeds and plants and stuff, they have very straight beaks. They don't have the hooks on them. And bald eagles, things that are catching fish and rabbits and stuff, they have the hooked beaks because it helps them grip onto their prey and also, pull chunks of flesh off of their food. And so the ceratopsians also had this trait, which points towards the fact that they were clearly ripping, flesh off of animals or attacking them with that in fights or something like that. But also their back teeth were more like shears, which were really good for chewing through meat. That yes, they could chew through plants as well, but they were really good for chewing through meat. So that this all kind of leads towards the fact that they were definitely eating something. That's why I say that we should start thinking of ceratopsians less like rhinos, like most people do, because of the horns. You should think of them more as giant pigs or wild boars and stuff. They were eating everything. They were eating carrion. They were eating fresh meat. They were eating just anything, like just anything. They were eating anything is the way you should look at it. If you want to look at things with niches, that you can look at like hadrosaurs, kind of like as deer, that kind of niche. They were kind of more elegant, fast, nimble little herbivores, but also would eat the occasional meat. I mean, pretty much every single herbivorous animal you can think of today. Point out one of them to me, and I guarantee you that it eats meat. Deer eat meat. There's videos on YouTube you can find of them eating birds, like baby birds or eggs. Cows do it. Anything. And like, you think of like ankylosaurs as kind of like cows, just mindlessly walking around and eating constantly and just kind of minding their own business. I mean, it's just they're much more real animals than these monsters and fantastical things that we try to build up like Jurassic Park and crap. And I think it's really interesting. These finds should appear on the news more. Well, they do. They appear all over. What do I pronounce funny? Scoff. You pronounced carrion wrong. You said carry on. Kiki thinks ceratopsians are pigs. Confirmed. They have the same niche. Styracosaurs are hippos that eat a bit of meat. Styracosaurus and hippos eat a bit of meat. Yeah, hippos do eat a bit of meat. Why are you just saying Styracosaurus? I'm at school, like the Terminator pig. Oh yeah, like the entelodonts. Entelodonts are related to the pig family and the hippopotamus family, but Terminator pig is kind of misleading because they were more carnivorous than anything. They had fangs, and they still were eating a lot of herbivorous material and whatnot, but they were definitely more carnivorous orientated than pigs were. Ceratopsians are actually more, in the terms of what they were eating, were probably more similar to pigs than entelodonts were, in terms of what they were eating and stuff. This is going to be great storylines. I think it one of the worst seasons, but who knows? You think it's one of the worst seasons? What? My dude, how do you think season 5 is one of the worst seasons? I mean, I'm sorry, but season 1 and 2, just throw those off the list. I mean, those don't even compare to season 3, 4, and 5. I mean, not even close. Season 3 had an interesting storyline. I think that season 3 had a really interesting storyline. Execution was a little poor, which puts it down for me compared to the new stuff. Season 4 had a mile of issues. Kind of like, you kind of sum it up as more of a stereotypical storyline, and maybe just wasn't very interesting or didn't really try anything super new. But season 5 is outstanding, absolutely outstanding. I mean, sure, season 5 was outstanding. And season 5 episode 2, yes, it had its issues. It was a little repetitive with the setup for each incident, but it was very well done. I think it's by far the most interesting season, and I think objectively, it's the best season. I don't see how it's one of the worst seasons by any stretch of the imagination. I think that's just a poor analyzation, in my opinion. Will there be a plotline? Stego heard it. We already read that. So what did you think of the new episode? The new episode was really good. Like I was saying, one of my major issues with it is that every single incident was set up with the exact same, or had the exact same setup. Herbivore wandering around, carnivore comes and attacks it. We had that with the Diabloceratops. The cryo comes and attacks it. Then Junior comes and bites its head off. And then we have the Styracosaurus one, where the feral cat attacks Spike. And then again, the Ceratosauruses are coming after them, so another attack. And then we have Arya attacking the Parasaurolophus, and we saw the Parasaurolophus first. Every time we see the herbivore, then the carnivore is revealed to be stalking it. It just felt a little repetitive. I felt like it could have been a little bit more interesting, like the first episode. I also like the first episode's length better. I think it was more fun with the longer length. But either way, they were both really well done. The shaky cam was much less of an issue in this episode. I will give you that. That was really a lot better in this episode. I think that these storylines, I think the first 3 storylines are a lot more interesting and engaging, which is good that you put those first. But these ones aren't quite as interesting to me, at least, as the first 3. The tension between Jane and her pack is really interesting to me. The Utahopter pack with Razor's broken arm is really getting my mind going, like, what's going to happen? Are they going to try to overthrow Razor? And then there was Ernest and Doyle, which that's been done before, but I thought it was a pretty good inciting action. And then there was Arya's thing, which just, I don't know, it just hasn't captivated me yet, which kind of sucks because I was really looking forward to the Allosaurus storyline, but it just started, so I have to give it a chance. But it's that one's just not quite as interesting as the other ones. The Styracosaurus storyline is probably the most interesting out of the 3 introduced in this episode. I really liked the new dynamic with the Ceratopsian herd and whatnot, and then how they're in the forest just waiting to be burnt down in episode 3, I'm guessing. And then what was the other one? Oh, Junior. I'm interested to see where this is going, but my first reaction was like, oh, another Tyrannosaurus storyline. Okay. So, like, a third of this season is going to be about Tyrannosauruses, which is okay, I guess, because, you know, Dinosaur Island's thing is Tyrannosaurs. But, you know, it would have been nice to see another more unique one. But, yet again, let's see where it goes. This is just initial thoughts. I'm definitely open-minded to see where it's going because I want to see how it'll turn out. Maybe it'll be even turn out even better. Maybe there'll be like a cross-play of the two Tyrannosaurus storylines. That would be really interesting to see. Yeah, see, season 5 kind of ODs on T-Rexes. ODs. What does OD stand for? Yep, more like good evening for people in UK. Oh, true that. True that. Terminator pig. We're so carnivorous. They practiced cannibalism. There you go. Well, most carnivorous animals practice cannibalism. If you look out in the animal kingdom, pretty much anything that eats meat will participate in cannibalism. It's just humans because we have a moral code and a highly social bond. I mean, some animals will try to avoid eating other individuals of their kind, or at least if they're in their family group, like wolves will try to avoid eating their own family members and whatnot, but they probably will eat other pack wolves from other packs. So, and even like, you know, deer and whatnot, they'll take munches out of a dead deer if they just sitting there. So it's, you know, if cannibalism really, I mean, I've seen a lot of people saying stuff lately like, oh yeah, but this dinosaur was a cannibal. I'm like, well, if it ate meat, then yeah, it was a cannibal. I mean, pretty much everything that eats meat is a cannibal. If it's meat, you're gonna eat it. I mean, that's just simple as that. Humans are because we haven't been eating our own meat for so long, we're one of the very few, if not the only species that lives nowadays that actually has negative effects from eating our own species or genus's meat, and actually has health issues because of it, because we just have not been well adapted. Every other animal deals with it perfectly fine. So yeah, of course it'd be cannibalistic. Once I saw a goat stomp a bird and then proceed to bite its head off and eat it. Yep, that's exactly what they will do to get that move. Overdose. Oh, gotcha. Overdoses on T-Rexes. I think that human flesh tastes like pork. I searched it up. Don't think practiced cannibalism. Alrighty then. Yeah, I have heard that before. Things like, I don't remember. I can never remember where I hear it. Like some movies say it, some documentaries say that, you know, people that ate human meat said it tastes like pork. I've heard that before. I can neither confirm nor deny. I don't know. I haven't eaten meat, human meat. I've eaten meat, but not human meat. Yeah. So I think this is a pretty good Dinosaur Island episode. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm glad the shaky cam was a bit reduced. Interested to see where the other storylines go and whatnot. And I'm guessing that episode 3 is when the fire is going to be there, because Gibson just pinned the Styracosaurus herd inside of the forest, and that's just like perfect setup for them to die. So, you know. Or like at least for them to lose the members. People have eaten others on mountains and mines and places like that. Yeah, there you go. Have you guys seen Mine Dive? Mine Dive is pretty interesting. We only have 2 people left in here. Yeah. Seems like a chat. Michael Backer, subscribe to your channel. Ooh, let's see what this is. The chat's dead or something. Playlist like videos. Let's see. They like me and my videos. that's not useful. I think early humans had eaten their kind. I'm not sure. Yeah, very, very early humans, I think did. Yeah. I don't know. Pretty sure back when they were, like, back in Australopithecus type era, they did. I mean, it's pretty primitive, so I'm guessing they probably did. But then again, that could have been their start to their road towards avoiding cannibalism. So, who knows? But yeah, seems like since the chat died, I probably just end the stream, I guess. Everybody just disappeared on me. But yeah, I was just trying to chill out with you guys for a little bit. Right as I get here. Well, if you have what the fuck, all I see is cannibalism. Yeah, everybody's talking about cannibalism. I mean, if you guys have stuff to talk about, I'm more than willing to stay. Everybody left for a bit there. And I was all alone. Yeah. I have something to say. Well, then go for it, dude. While you do that, I'm going to just look for any other figures I want to take off my shelf because I'm redoing it. Actually. Who inspired you to make your series? Gibson. Bioniclesaurus. Dinosaur Island inspired me to do it back in, like, towards the end of 2014. And I came up with the idea for it towards the end of the year of 2014, I think. And then I started production on it early 2015. And then I made a first version of it in 2015, summer of 2015. And then I gave up on it because I didn't like it. And I wanted it to be good. And so the project was abandoned for like a year and a half. And I came back to it every once in a while, just checking up on it. And then summer of 2017, I decided, you know what? I'm going to do this. Screw Godzilla. I don't want to do this crap anymore. I'm going to do Mesozoic Isle. I'm going to pull that thing out from under the bed and make it. But Kong will be a reptile and Godzilla will be a mammal. I'm drawing a picture of Godzilla and Kong. That's an interesting setup. Your hair looks crazy. Yep, I woke up recently and I have cowlick, but I don't care. Cannibalism is perfectly fine in a survival situation. Yeah, except it might get you sick, so I don't know. I hear that it gets a lot of people sick, so. That's a good question, though, Thundercat 123 Studios. Thank you for that question. The Pokesaurus, weird concept, but okay. Yeah, definitely an odd concept. For sure. I'm actually take these two guys off. The classic duel between Tyrannosaurus and Spinosaurus. But Kong will be a reptile and Godzilla will be a mammal. Pokesaurus, weird concept, but okay. There you go. Wrong. Yep. I'm trying to clear up my shelf because when I came back from my Mesozoic Isle little vacation thingy, it was really cluttered. And it was really hard to put them all back, and it was just knocking them off the shelf. I just want more space. They don't scratch against each other, so lots of stuff. I only want figures up there that I really like. And so I'm just putting ones I don't really care to see up there, on these shelves. And so there's a bunch of ones there. A bunch of these ones inside this shelf I'll be selling and stuff. To get rid of them. Not this one, because this one's a little sentimental. I got this one on the day my grandpa died, but some of this stuff I might be selling. This, I like this one. This I'll sell. I'm gonna sell that once I'm done with it. This stuff like that. So whatever season of Mesozoic Isle I'm done with using a certain figure that I don't really want, I'll sell them and I'll put a video about it. Who would win in a fight if they came to life? The Collecta Carcharodontosaurus or the Safari Feathered Rex? The Feathered Rex. That's what I'm gonna say. It's a heavier figure, more like tough and yeah, stronger, I guess. I like the Spino figure. It looks kind of accurate to the real dinosaur. Which Spino? This one? This Spino? I don't think it looks accurate at all. It's completely incorrect. I hope Safari makes a Sigimosasaurus. Why? It's like the same thing as Spinosaurus may just be a Spinosaurus. It's like making a Saurophaganax. It's pointless. I mean, I wish that... Well, I guess if they made a Sigimosasaurus and it looked better than their Spinosaurus, then I'd be game, but... Because then we'd actually get an accurate Spinosaurus. Because Sigimosasaurus is probably not a real genus. It's the same thing with Saurophaganax. I mean, people that like the idea of it say that it's real, but there's no real reason to, besides the fact that a paleontologist really wants to have their name on an animal. I mean, Saurophaganax, I can guarantee you 90% chance it's just an Allosaurus. If it's not Allosaurus fragilis, but it's a different species of it. And people keep saying it's like 40 feet long, and no, it's not. It's like the normal Allosaurus, the biggest Allosaurus that we have of our current genus of like fragilis, is like 33 feet long. Saurophaganax, the specimen that they have, is like 44, 45, or I mean, no, 34, 35 feet long. So it's just like 2 feet max bigger. I mean, it's nothing. And Sigimosasaurus is kind of the same thing. I mean, it's just more with less proof behind it than Saurophaganax does. Saurophaganax at least has a good specimen backing it. Sigimosasaurus doesn't. Sigilmasasaurus, however the hell you say it. Need you for Mesoval, so you be accessed up there. I hope Safari makes a Sigimosasaurus. Oh, I read that. Oh, never mind. It looks inaccurate as hell. Yeah. What did you think? It looked different? This is the one that like Red Sail was. Yeah, that looks pretty bad. This one I've had since I was like 3 or 4. I mean, I've had most of these Carnegie figures. Most of the figures I've had for a long time. Because I've already had like 100 figures before I went to a big spree and buying stuff from Mesoval. So yeah. I like the other one John figure better. I'll display that one. I've had that one for less time. Robert Backer says Saurophaganax is real. Well, Robert Backer, or Bacher? Robert Bacher? I think you mean Robert Backer. He is crazy. I mean, who knows? Maybe it is. But if it is, it's definitely not as big as people think. That's for sure. And definitely wasn't as successful as Allosaurus. Still typing that. I want to keep that one up there. Stegosaurus. Stegosaurus. Uh-oh. Oh, stay there. Nope. Stegosaurus. How is he crazy? He's been working on paleontology a lot longer than any of us. Yeah, but he's still a human being. I mean, look at Ibrahim. You know, the dude that, you know, the Spinosaurus, that found the new Spinosaurus thing. Dude's freaking brain dead. I'm sorry. He's an idiot. He's just plain out idiot. I mean, it doesn't take a genius to sit there and say, okay, dude, how do you say that that leg that you found for that Spinosaurus is still attached to that same specimen you found when you found it in a different country? Makes no sense. I mean, it's literally the only piece he found, and it's a different country. He sit there. It doesn't take a genius to sit there and say, okay, these chess pieces don't line up, dude. Like, are you a maniac? I mean, people are people. There's idiots in every single field of every single part of the world. You go politics, there's idiots there. There's police officers, there's idiots there. There's military people, there's idiots there. There's paleontology, there's idiots there. There's astronomers, there's idiots there. There's idiots everywhere. People are going to fill in every corner of the planet. You just have to accept that. I mean, you have to treat them like any other human being. I respect paleontologists, I do. And there's paleontologists like Robert Backer. I respect that man. But he's still a human being, and every human being makes mistakes. I'm not saying that he's outwardly wrong, but I don't agree with him. I think that Saurophaganax is just not real. I'm on that argument because there's just doesn't. It's just stupid. I mean, it really is. In my opinion, it's stupid. And I'm gonna hold to that. Even if he has been in paleontology longer than me, doesn't mean anything to me. I mean, I respect him for that, but it doesn't mean anything. In terms of like whether or not you're always right or not. It really doesn't. Because you have to treat everybody like an actual human being. Everybody makes mistakes. And, you know, I respect police officers more than anything. I mean, I think they do a lot of great work. I respect military officers. My dad is in the Navy, you know, but there's idiots in every field. My dad tells me about people that are breaking the law that are in the Navy firm, and then they get kicked out of the Navy because they do it. There are idiots everywhere. There are bad police officers. Those are the only ones that get the reputation. All the good ones don't. You know, it's just every field you go to, you will find idiots, okay? Or you will find people that do stupid things. That's just how it works. And I'm sorry, if he thinks that, then I think he's an idiot. I think he's an idiot for thinking that. Because I sit there and I'm like, what? I mean, this just doesn't make any sense. I sit there, I take the concept, I take the information, the evidence, then I take it into logic and reason with it, and then I believe it. I don't just jump through it. I mean, I originally jumped on the bandwagon of the quadrupedal Spinosaurus because I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. You know, it looks real with the pictures that they're doing. It looks like a natural animal. Cool. And then after a little bit, I sat there and I'm like, wait, this doesn't make any sense. And I was reading the papers and doing all this, and I'm like, wait, he took this bone from there, and it's not even with that and this, and he's saying this is that, and it doesn't even have the same bone density as the other specimen. It doesn't have the same, you know, we don't even have a Spinosaurus leg to tell us that it's even the same thing. It has a completely different structure than we've seen in any other Spinosaurus before. I mean, what the heck? That doesn't make any sense. How is he putting that on the Spinosaurus? Same thing with Saurophaganax. Like, guys, it's just an Allosaurus. I mean, look at it. It's not even that much bigger. There's like no differences between it. If anything, it's a different species of Allosaurus. Why do you have to give it another name? Because scientists have egos. Scientists want to name their animals. Out in Massachusetts near David, Spino Dude, he tells me all the time about these Coelophysis tracks they have all over there. That foot matches exactly with Coelophysis. Coelophysis has been found nearby, but then the scientists there say, nope, it's this other dinosaur. I forget the name of it. They're just like, oh, no, it's this dinosaur. And the reason why they're doing that is because they want to name their own dinosaur, even though it's Coelophysis. And it matches up with the carbon dating and everything. So, you know, ooh, it's a different dinosaur because I want to name my own dinosaur. It's just, people have egos. People have problems. It's just a typical thing. I heard the reasons that Mass was classified as a new dinosaur was because the Spinosaur bones we have shown they were fully grown, and the supposed Jumasasaurs are not fully grown and were bigger. Well, that's what they're saying, but I haven't seen any papers on anything like that. And like people say, you know, Saurophaganax is like 40 feet long. You know, when Mapusaurus first was discovered, everybody's saying it was over 40 feet long, even though every single individual that they had. Listen. The people that found Mapusaurus are like, oh, let's get the news going. We have a dinosaur that's bigger than T-Rex. It's the biggest Carcharodontosaur ever. It's Mapusaurus. They found 6 individuals, which is absolutely amazing. You know, they found 6 of them in the same place. More proof towards pack behavior. And then you have people sitting there like, oh my God, it's bigger than everything else. And then the evidence actually comes out and they measure all 6 individuals, which are all adults, and they're all around 35 feet long. Okay, now fossils, by definition, have to be averages of what was actually back there in paleontology and prehistory. So if you do the math and you have 6 individuals that are all adults and all around 35 feet long, that kind of points to the fact that the adult size of Mapusaurus was around 35 feet long and not even close to 40. People just jump on that crap. I mean, it's what happens. I don't know. I'm not going to take anybody's word on Sigimastosaurus because currently it sounds like it's just another Saurophaganax situation. It may very well be its own genus, and if it does, if there's proof for it, I will jump right on that, and I'll be like, yeah, good. I was wrong. You know, you're right. But I'm just going to be smart about things, and I'm going to look at Sigimastosaurus like a load of BS right now, and that's my opinion. Have you been looking for the papers? Nope. I have not been looking for the papers. I've seen one paper that Fiasco sent to me on it, and I was very unimpressed. And he also sent me a newspaper article, which he even ended up pointing out a couple inaccuracies in it himself. So even when him helping me trying to find it, I didn't see anything. So I mean, I didn't look up any papers on it because I'm not interested. Let's put this guy away. I'm not mad at you, Pokesaurus. I'm just saying that, you know, scientists have egos. You know, paleontologists have problems too, and a lot of them are idiots. I mean, like Ibrahim, the dude that discovered the quadrupedal Spinosaurus, is just a freaking moron, in my opinion. He's just the dumbest paleontologist I've ever heard of. So that's why I firmly believe at this point, I'm going back on what our previous knowledge was. All other Spinosaurids are bipedal. So I'm going to believe that Spinosaurus is bipedal with long legs because we don't have Spinosaurus legs at this point. That's just it. If you're not looking for the papers, then just what? I'm not looking for the papers because I don't need to. I'm not interested. Like I said, I've read one of them. Didn't do anything for me. Saurophaganax is fake. Saurophaganax. There you go. Throw that away. I don't know if you're typing something or not. Might, that is true, but even strong supporters of Sigimastosaurus, such as like Fiasco Spino, can't give me any good evidence for it. And if he believes it, and he can't even find a reason why he believes it, and he can't show it to me, I mean, I'm just not going to believe it. And like I said, I don't feel like wasting my time looking for the paper for it. I'm just going to sit here and say, yeah, until I see some solid evidence or they put it out there and, you know, I have a reasonable reason to believe that it's a separate genus, I'm just not even going to bother. It doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense to me. It's like, it doesn't make any sense for me to go out there and pop random people's tires so they can't drive, you know, to work. So I'm not going to go looking for a paper out there that tells me why I should believe that I should go stab some people's tires. I mean, I'm just not going to go out of my way to look for it. Hey, Fiasco, we were just talking about you and how we had a Sigimastosaurus conversation and you were showing me some papers on it and stuff. I'm going to put this one. I'll put this one in here. I think the evidence is out there, but like you said, you're not looking for it. Well, There may be, but I'm still just not even going to waste my time looking for stuff that probably isn't real. Kiki, give me 30 minutes and I'll be back. Please don't end it. Well, I was just about to. Yeah. Well, most of Spinosaurus's research in general is based, it's a lot based off of very little. And more people just need to get their butts out into the desert and find some more stuff. Well, oof, okay, do whatever, Grandmaster. Sorry, dude, I need to get to work and stuff, so I was streaming for a little bit. But if we have enough people coming in and asking questions and stuff and talking, then I might be able to stay on for a bit longer. I'm just trying to fix up my shelf right now. Nope, don't do that. I'm gonna take this off. Don't care. No. I know a guy who goes to Paleo College and believes in Sigmasasaurus because he knows all the papers. Cool. The reason for the size can simply be explained as them being separate species. They lack enough characteristic differences. Yeah, there you go. I would say that's probably the case. If Sigmasasaurus is actually a different, individual, just different species. I don't believe in Sigmasasaurus being a separate genus, and I don't believe in the size difference either. I just haven't seen any proof for it. If there is a size difference, then there probably is. But I haven't seen one considerable enough to what people were, sprouting out about it being like so much bigger than Spinosaurus and whatnot. We know so little about Spinosaurus as it is. It's like, how do you know it's a different genus or not? Cool. Speaking of Spinosaurus, this little butthole, actually, never mind, he is going to stay up on the shelf. I want to keep him with my little file collection. Don't really like the look of that Spinosaurus figure, but I'm just going to keep it up there because I have that Safari Wild, like, parent and child collection thingy. Put that there. I want to keep that up there. I think that's good for now. Took off most of the ones that I don't care to have up there. So yeah. Yeah, if you're still there, Fiasco, let's chat later today. If you're free, or tomorrow, whenever. But yeah, I'm gonna probably end the stream here so I can get back to work on some Mesozoic Isle stuff and whatnot. Is it snow melted yet? Well, it's melted over there. It's not really over there. I'll check. In about an hour or so is fine, although it may take a little more. That's fine. Just message me on Discord. You have 2 ducks. That's cool. Ducks are awesome. But yeah, I'm gonna go do my stuff now. But thanks for joining in the stream. Thanks for the little scientific debate. And you throw the ice out of their pool. Oh, you actually like pet ducks? Yeah, do that. Make sure they're not freezing their butts off. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for joining in on the stream. Bye.